Welcome everybody to Forza Motorsport 6, and today we're dealing with a Meguiars car pack. Now I'll admit that I never knew this was coming out. Really only knew about an hour or so ago before it actually was released. And yeah, I was surprised because I thought the Porsche expansion was going to be the only thing we're going to have this month from Forza Motorsport 6. But alas, yeah, this is out. And it's actually the final car pack of the season pass, so whether or not there's going to be any more after this I don't know. Yeah, the first car we're going to deal with is a 1934 Alfa Romeo P3. This is actually the oldest car on the game by 5 years. So yeah, God knows where they picked this front car from up. But yeah, 285 horsepower, 300 pounds-feet of torque from its 3.2 litre inline 8 engine, which is also supercharged, and it weighs 1,653 pounds. So yeah, this is the first of the 3 racing cars that are in this car pack. So we're going to take this car out onto the track and see what it's like. So see you when we get there. Welcome to Road Atlanta, and we're in this really old looking car, as you can see. It's really ancient. Oldest car that's ever been on any of the games before Forza Motorsport, or Forza series in general. But I will say, this car sounds amazing. Just thought I'd give you a bit of a sound of it there, yeah. But yeah, being as old as it is, grip and brakes really are all that there really. Brakes were considered more extra weight than anything else back in the 30s. But yeah, because it sounds so good, it's actually quite fast, to be fair, considering how old it is. It'd be fast today, never mind back in the 30s. I can forgive it. Plus there's something about these kind of old race cars that just charms you, quite frankly, and it's great to go back to old age engineering, quite frankly, just to see what it's all about, or what was it all about, should I say. Quite frankly, I miss the sound of inline 8 engines, quite frankly. Maserati did one 5 years later that also sounded brilliant, and this one sounds probably even better, to be honest. It's even in a lighter body. Yeah, there we go. Alfa Romeo. Whoa, yeah, like I said. Grip and brakes aren't all that common on cars like that, and being the oldest one here, there's no surprise that it doesn't have all that much of it. But yeah, still a fun car nonetheless, and I love the fact that it's on the game because it just gives you a glimpse into the era that it was around in. So yeah, let's take a look at the next car. And this is the next car, the 2015 Chevrolet number 10 Wayne Taylor Racing Corvette Daytona prototype. Bit of a mouthful there. But yeah, second racing car out of the car pack. 580 horsepower, 460 pounds-feet of torque from its 5 litre V8 engine, weighing 2,313 pounds. So yeah, as you can see, acceleration is ballistic, quite frankly. Handling and braking are solid, and the top speed is pretty decent as well. So yeah, going to take this out onto the track and see what it can do, so see you when we get there. Welcome to Virginia International Raceway. This Corvette prototype should be pretty quick around here. Despite the fact that this really isn't a car that has all that much straight speed. But yeah, acceleration wise, 0 to 60, 2.77 seconds. 0 to 105.51 seconds. And it'll go on to a top speed of 192, which, yeah, isn't bad at all really, but obviously this is a car more about acceleration and handling than top speed. It does also sound pretty good, and I do find the way it looks pretty funny, to be honest, especially the back. Clearly looking still somewhat like an original Corvette road car, but funny nonetheless. Still pretty quick, and the stats weren't lying in terms of the handling, that's for sure. Let's see what this car can do in terms of straight line speed. Well, this isn't the longest straight ever, but it is still a good test of a top speed on the car. good to get to nearly 180. If I can stop from nearly that amount of speed so quickly, it just proves how good this car is in terms of braking. And again, you won't expect any less from a modern day race car. It's hardly from the 30s like that Alfa Romeo now, is it? Yeah, there we go. There's not much really to say about it. It's just your atypical modern day racing car, but it does now have a rival with the Ford Daytona prototype that came out a couple of car packs ago. So yeah, they both got a rival to go against one another. So yeah, let's take a look at the next car. And this is the next car in the car pack, the 2015 Ferrari 488 GTB. Now this has 660 horsepower, 560 pounds-feet of torque from its 3.9 litre V8 engine, which has 2 turbochargers on it, and it weighs 3,252 pounds. So yeah, I know a lot of people have been looking forward to this car being in the game. I've seen it been requested hundreds of times on the forums. So yeah, glad to see this car is finally in, because I was sort of interested in to see how it would be against the 458 from a few years ago. So yeah, expect a full review of this car. Now let's move on to the next one. The 1969 Fiat Dino 2.4 litre Coupe. So yeah, this has 180 horsepower, 159 pounds-feet of torque from its 2.4 litre V6 engine weighing 3,086 pounds. Now I have to admit, this is a car that I haven't heard of before this car pack, but I am interested in learning more about it, and as a result it will be getting a review of its own. So yeah, let's move on to the next car. Now this is the final racing car out of the car pack, the 1988 Jaguar number 60 Castrol Jaguar Racing XJR9. Now this has 750 horsepower, 610 pounds-feet of torque from its absolutely huge 7 litre V12 engine weighing 1,942 pounds. So yeah, that's a massive amount of power and from a huge engine, quite frankly. And as you can see, acceleration is pretty ballistic, as well as top speed's pretty decent as well. And handling and braking are really rather good for a 1980s car, 1980s race car nonetheless. So yeah, we're going to take this out onto the track and see what it can do. So see you when we get there. Welcome to Hockenheimring full circuit. I'm going to take this rather interesting looking race car around the track and see what it can do. Sounds absolutely amazing. Now this is a car that was pretty much of a landmark for Jaguar in racing terms. It actually unseated Porsche from their reigning championship over the likes of Daytona 24 International Racing, since Porsche had been winning that since 1977. And it also unseated Porsche from 24 Hours of Le Mans, which they'd been winning since 1980, which is pretty damn good, to be honest, after Porsche being there for so long. For Jaguar to just come out of nowhere and unseat them is pretty impressive, to say the least. Acceleration wise, do 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds, 0 to 105 seconds, and going to 202 mile an hour, which is, in terms of racing terms, ballistically quick even today. I can imagine that this car would eat up some of the competition from today, that's for sure. It's far quicker than the likes of that Chevrolet that we looked at earlier. And feels like it's even better in terms of handling and braking as well. Plus, personally, I think this V12 sounds even better than its V8. Imagine this V12 as a road-going version of this road-going engine version of this engine being in the likes of the XJ220. That would have been a match made in heaven, quite frankly, I think. But alas, that never happened. But it would have been nice to see it nonetheless. So yeah, late 80s race car that can, quite frankly, take on the modern rivals, as far as I'm concerned. Sounds great, handles great, brakes really well, and is actually rather interesting to look at with those enclosed rear wheels. Anyway, let's move on and look at the next car. And this is the next car, the 1967 Mercedes-Benz 280 SL. Now this has 180 horsepower, 193 pounds-feet of torque from its 2.8 litre inline 6 engine weighing 3,120 pounds. So yeah, as you can see, it's not all that quick, or it's not even got that good a handling or braking, but that's not the kind of thing that you look for in cars like this. It's all about the sensation of driving and how it looks and how it sounds. And I've driven this car already, and it sounds great and it's fun to drive, and as you can see, it looks great as well, even though it does have the American standard bumpers on it, which kind of spoil it a little bit, but it looks great nonetheless. So yeah, this is a car that will get a review on its own. So yeah, let's move on to the final car in the car pack. The 1968 Opel GT. Now this has a 90 horsepower, 108 pounds-feet of torque from its 1.9 litre inline 4 engine weighing 2,121 pounds. So yeah, not all that much power at all, quite frankly, though it should hopefully make the most of it not weighing all that much. But yeah, this was considered the European equivalent of the Corvette, even though yeah, it doesn't have anywhere near the amount of power as the Corvette did in this time over the decade. But yeah, still an interesting car nonetheless, and one of the and the car that will also get a review as well as the other the other three in the car pack. Although I might do a review of the Alfa, I don't know yet. I'm not decided. But yeah, that's the car pack in general, really. I think it's a cracking car pack that has great many different cars, a really wide variety. 3 really good races from 3 different eras, showing that racing cars have come a long way since the 30s and the 80s to modern times now. And 3 classics as well, and a modern day supercar. So yeah, look forward to doing the reviews for those 4 cars. Might do the Alfa, like I said, not decided yet, but if I do, you'll see it as a video. And yeah, hope you're looking forward to those reviews, and I'll see you in the next one. So thanks for watching. Bye.